a theory here. Basically, it's about human nature. So human nature and fear. So obviously, when everyone is afraid, and right now it's so easy to do that because there's like the media and all of that stuff. So there's an increase in worldwide tension, and with this increase in worldwide tension, actions are easily triggered. So it's basically human psychology, right? Human nature. Fear, tension, then suddenly action is easily triggered, right? For example, if you are angry at someone, then you take out your anger with other people. So even if it's like totally unrelated, it gets somehow this triggers other stuff. So a wise man actually mentioned this like way before I was born. Yeah. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. So that is my first theory. So the second theory, I like the military intelligence stuff, but some of my friends in Hawaii are big conspiracy theory fans. So the second theory is Skynet. There is something out there. So anyway, that was my version 1 and version 2 of the trends analysis. So here in the malware taxonomy, it's not as fancy as that. This is not even like doesn't even do it historically. But I started off with this. I started off my data mining activities by using this stuff. So it's basically grouping similar malwares together, finding relationships between the two. For data collection, these are notes for malware analysis. So these are not signatures. These are actually like text, natural language, like a description, like this particular malware is blah, 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 something like that. So data storage, just flat files. And what I used here is probably the simplest one that you can use, that you can probably use for your own research right on the get-go. So I used Ontogen. So next, let's start now. Let's do that. Yep. So I actually cheated. I started this off already. I started processing at the beginning of my talk because it actually takes a while, especially I'm using my netbook and stuff. So it's pretty simple. You just grab Ontogen, new ontology, folder, then you pick the actual folder where your what do you call this? Where your data is located. So that's what I did. I have some instructions in the slides in doing this. So what happened there is it processed it. So I had like about 2,000 malware descriptions. And the thing here is what I want to do is have it give me what are the groups similar, for that 2,000 documents, give me similar groups of malware. So let's do, this is not an automatic, what you call unsupervised learning. So this is semi-unsupervised. So because it suggests. So as you can see here, it gave me suggestions of what those particular groups are. Let's just run through this. Check. So from those 2,000 individual text files, it gave me 10 groups. So these are the common groups. As you'll see, like we have macro viruses, boot sector viruses, and you can actually like start breaking this down. Like for example, this particular part, the macro viruses, you can actually suggest. You can actually still break it down. Add. You'll see Excel and Word. So it's pretty simple to use, very, very easy. So just install it and you have something. So let me go back to the slides. So the instructions are all here. So it was pretty simple. So these are my data sources. These are all text files with malware descriptions. You have here, bam, boop. Yep. What I wasn't able to show you was this particular thing. This actually shows you what the particular documents are included in your group. So it grouped it together. sort by similarity. Oops. You'll see here, group together all the macro viruses. So it took minutes to process that 2,000 documents. And you can probably think of other very useful uses that you can actually use this for. So, yep, let's go back. It actually does this, a pretty neat visualization thing, but it's too slow for me to show you here. So it clusters together all the similar instances. They're pretty, very pretty. So this is something that I hope after this talk, you can actually try it out. So you can like start like doing stuff, and we can like share information. So here, for example, try this out. Just try this out like at home or something, like a Nessus and vulnerability profiling. So you have thousands in results, and all you need to know is what types of vulnerabilities define the network. So think of it like a network DNA something, DNA something. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go through the framework, the 4 framework thing. So data collection. Just run Nessus. Just run Nessus on your network. Grab the XML files. So grab the XML files, and what do you do with the XML file? You just parse it. Try parsing it, and the important thing here is for each of those findings, put it in a text file. So because with Ontogen, that's the only thing that it can handle, like text files. So what you can do is probably like parse it using like Perl or something, like just grab the information there and spit it out as a text file. 1 finding per text file. Because that's very important, because it will give you the weights and what type. Like for example, there are more of these types of the vulnerabilities, there will be more text files, and the more the weights will be, like stuff. So okay, so data analysis, just install Ontogen, the one that I showed you a while ago. Then process the text files using Ontogen. So what you'll see there is a clustered view of common vulnerabilities in your network. So if you just wanted to find out, okay, I have this tons of results, but I wanted to find out, okay, what are the major types of vulnerabilities in my network? And hopefully you'll be able to see this through that exercise I showed you. And just contact me if you need help or something. So hopefully you can try that. You can try that out. This is probably the simplest part, like simplest data mining exercise that I can think of. And it started me off doing this. And hopefully it can start you off also. Okay, sentiment analysis. This is not really new, because 2 years ago I was already talking about this. The idea of sentiment analysis is putting weights into words, negative and positive, because certain words would have there are certain words that are negative, certain words that are positive. Like for example, if you say suicide, that's negative, right? So that's how the really basic explanation of what sentiment analysis here is. Like, for example, let's think of a hypothetical situation. Let's say the government is monitoring your search key terms or something. Yep. For example, and they're able to tie it to households and individuals. I know it's impossible, but let's a hypothetical situation. For example, there are 2 households. One is talking about poison in food, divorce law, insurance before divorce, buy shovel, Google Maps. So if high risk, the Pikachu one, right? So think of it like that, right? If they were able to monitor everything, and you'll say it's impossible. It's impossible to do that manually, like everyone looking at like search terms and stuff. But hey, if you can do sentiment analysis, it will just flag you like, oh, this is negative. This is negative, and we should that will be a person of interest, right? So that's what sentiment analysis is. It sounds like